Hello everyone, we are in week 4 now. I went to record the intro to this video at the gym, and that radio there is just so loud that you could hardly hear me talking, and I would like the audio quality of my YouTube videos to be better. So here I'm at home kind of rehashing what I said before, but we're in week 4 and this is a Saturday. I've already hit my deadlift, I've already hit my squat, and this week has been much more promising than the previous week. So came in on my squat day back on Monday. I hit 575, and that's a 25 pound jump from the previous week, or maybe 30 pounds. I can't tell if it was 545 or 550, but big jump from the previous week. The only mishap that happened was as I'm walking out of the rack, I smacked the side of the rack with the plates 2 times, and it just makes the bar kind of shift on my back, and then it's hard for me to set my footing because my upper body is shaking and my foot stance is whack. So it was kind of misgrooved going down and then coming up. I was imbalanced, but this upcoming week, week 5, for my final squat, I'll be going to a different gym that has a combo rack where I can be confident in my walkout and not worry about clipping the rack because the rack is too wide. So I hit 575, moved decently, and here we are now on Saturday with our primary deadlift session. Deadlifts have not been good this block, as you have seen in the previous videos. We finally got some momentum last week with that 575. The form looked clean, and then going into this week, we loaded 600 today. So that 575 moved well, but today we hit 600, and it moved just about as good. Now, the only downfall was I took it for a rep, and I got it to lock out, but my grip was off, and my shoulders were rounded, and I could not lock 600 out. So I failed it at the top, and I'm like, I know I have the strength to do this. And come on, guys, we know who I am, right? I am someone who forces progress. I'm not gonna let the weight control me. I'm gonna control the weight. So it's all about your mindset. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna let it defeat me. I'm forcing progress. I'm gonna retake it and I'm gonna make it move. I retake it, I set my grip right, my hips don't shift as bad. I win. Yes! I win. So I hit 600, moves well. I'm hoping going into next week that I can maybe squeeze out a 622 to a 618, because on kilos it's not rounded to like the 5 where you would with American plates. 618 or 622, that would be really nice, and then hopefully I can taper into the meet and we can salvage my deadlift that was not so good earlier this block, but I've had my faith restored with these pulls. But I was very, very happy. As I lock out 600, it's going through my head. I'm going up to the bar, I'm praying a little bit. I'm like, Lord, please be with me, please keep me safe. Allow me to do this because I just failed it prior. I get it. I'm ecstatic. I'm walking away. I'm like, I want to tear up a little bit. When you put so much effort and energy into a sport, like in my case, powerlifting, you've got to have your diet on point. You got to have your sleep on point. I train 6 days a week. Like my whole week dang near revolves around my training. What happens on this lift matters quite a bit. So for it to move well was very nice. I was very happy. So we get done with the deadlifts. We have done a 4x3 on just deadlifts RP7, did 45, then 500, moved well. Next, we're going to stiff leg deadlifts. Pretty good at stiff leg, I won't lie. I loaded 485 and I did 3. My back just gave out. It was too much weight. Midway through the week, though, we had a double on bench press, and through this block, I started out the doubles at I think 315, somewhere around there. I had 330 the past 2 weeks. I haven't been sharing them in the YouTube videos, but this week it got really substantial. I hit 353 for a double. That was literally my single the first few weeks of the block, and now I'm doubling it at an even better RP, so I was very, very happy. I'm really hoping this upcoming bench session here tomorrow, I can have a good bench, because if I'm able to move 353 the way that it moved, then I'm hoping, 375 to somewhere in that range. That would be very happy for this bench day. So this is the current state of my training this week. I've had faith restored, I've had an all right squat, and we'll find out what my bench is tomorrow. So you're probably wondering what's in front of me. I have ground beef and rice, and I didn't record a lot of inside the gym content for this video, so I figured I can share something else. I can talk to you a little bit about my diet. So my diet consists of a lot of organic food. I've got rice and then organic ground beef from Costco, and I can share with you some of the stuff that I have in my fridge that I like to eat. So like I said, I try to eat organic and whole foods because your recovery is gonna be better and you're gonna have better muscle growth when you're eating clean foods, not eating crap, especially unorganic food. There's a lot of crap in it and it's not as good for you. If you can get meat straight from a farm, even better. So the ground beef I buy these packs, Kirkland ground beef from Costco. They come in like a 3-pack. It's like 4 pounds of meat. I like that for ground beef. You know, when you're on a budget, you don't have a ton of money, ground beef and chicken are like the 2 go-to things that are affordable, because if you're gonna be buying steak, that can add up pretty quickly. You're paying $10 to $15 for a pound. So I have ground beef. I like organic cage-free eggs. These are also from Costco. Flip the camera. I get them in a 24-pack. I like to have eggs. Eggs are great. Eggs have so many vitamins in comparison to other foods, so that's why I like to have eggs. I'll have them with breakfast, maybe mix it with some of the ground beef I have, put it in a tortilla. So I guess I'll go over the meals throughout the day. So in the morning, I'll have either eggs with ground beef mixed up, put in a tortilla, or my go-to, because it's quick, I will take Fairlife. I'll have Fairlife, like 52 ounce. I'll put this in a smoothie with bananas, PB Fit, which is this powdery protein that has less fat than normal protein. I get the organic stuff. I'll mix this with protein powder, bananas, and that milk. And that's a pretty easy on-the-go, high-protein meal, because the Fairlife milk's high in protein. Protein powder's got a lot of protein, obviously. The PP Fit does. And the bananas give it a good taste, because this like banana peanut butter chocolate mix, because I have chocolate protein powder, tastes really good. So either have that or kind of eggs for breakfast. Lunch, I pretty much have ground beef and rice pretty much every day. It's a staple. Rice and beef are like some of the cheapest options. Fills me, and you can, buy a lot of it in bulk. So I'll have that for lunch, or I'll have, organic chicken from Costco with rice, mix that up. Pretty basic, but it gets the job done. For my tacos though, I will mix for my beef and rice, I will mix the beef with taco seasoning, because just plain beef doesn't taste it doesn't taste as good. I really like seasoning. If you want to eat bland foods, seasoning them is what will make it easy to eat them. Like some people may think, okay, how would you eat chicken, rice, or beef and rice every day? Well, that's because I'm seasoning them correctly. That way it tastes good. If you're just eating plain beef and rice or chicken and rice, it's not gonna taste good for you. So that's my lunch. It's pretty much the same every day. And then we go to dinner. For dinner, I'll again probably make like beef. Maybe I'll make a burger. I like to buy these pepperoni pizzas from Costco. It's like a 4-pack, those pizzas in the plastic. That, of course, isn't organic, but I'll put it in the oven with ground beef on top of it, or rather the taco meat, the taco seasoning. I'll put that on the pizza to give me more protein, and that has been tasting really good. So that's one of the things for dinner that I'll have. Another thing that I'll have, it's what's called kielbasa, and more specifically Polish kielbasa. This is kind of like a sausage, and I like to cut it up in a pan and fry it. I like to make it really crispy. The crispy aspect's what's important, because if you don't have it cooked thoroughly, it doesn't taste as good. I really like the crisp taste. I'll cook that with rice again, mix it up, and that's one of my favorite things to have for dinner. In addition, I'll kind of make taco meat, maybe put it in a burrito. And then this is the one unhealthy thing in my diet that I really like is, Doritos. I will put Doritos I'll take them, I'll crunch them up and put them in the burrito. So ground beef, crunched up Doritos. Sometimes I'll add cheese, sometimes I'll add lettuce. I normally don't. Crunch it up, man. If you have a burrito that's got a crunch to it, I think it tastes way better. So that's another thing I'll have for dinner, and pretty basic, pretty minimal. When we get a cow butchered from our farm, if you didn't know, my family has a farm and we have like a lot of cows, a lot of pigs. We've got a horse, we've got ducks, we've got rabbits. We've got a ton of farm animals. When we get a cow butchered, I'll get steak from that, and I love steak. But right now I'm in Florida where I have to go pay for steak, and I don't really want to spend the money on that because it's expensive. But when I'm up in Michigan, luckily my family has these steaks, so I don't have to pay for them. So if I don't have ground beef or don't have just chicken breast like I've been eating normally, when I'm up in Michigan, I'll have a steak or a pork chop, typically for dinner, cooked with rice. That's just like a go-to. It tastes really good, and that's my diet. It's pretty basic. I eat pretty much the same foods every day, but I find that if you season them correctly, it makes it much easier to eat them because it doesn't taste like you're eating this bland, disgusting things. So, and I guess now I can go into some of the snacks that I have. So I don't snack a lot because I try to have meals that are filling and dense in protein, and eating snacks are normally not the best, but you can get away with it. I like Kirkland fruit cups. These are grapefruit. I really like grapefruit. It's good. I'll have those, or throughout the day, I will drink chocolate Fairlife. If I'm up in Michigan, I will be drinking raw milk throughout the day because raw milk is extremely healthy for you. It's got a ton of probiotic, and in my opinion, I think it tastes way better than store-bought milk. Store-bought milk is pretty disgusting if you're just drinking regular milk. So I'll be drinking whole milk normally, not whole milk, raw milk throughout the day. And then the last thing that I like to snack on other than that is frozen cherries. I love frozen cherries. Like, I get these organic frozen cherries from Costco. I could eat a whole bag. Like, in general, I just love fruit. I try to eat a lot of fruit. It's pretty good for you. It's quite good for you, but I could just eat fruit all day. So that's what I snack on. I'll snack on fruit, and then I'll eat those main meals that I do. So I hope this is maybe informational. Hopefully it could help you out with your diet. If you're curious for some things to eat or examples of what's kind of healthier, you can't go wrong with the ground beef and rice and the chicken and rice. It's just a cheap staple food, but I hope this helps. So I look a little crazy right now, just got out of the shower, but for my bench session, we went and hit a 371 single, I believe. Didn't feel great. I'm thinking that 365 bench took a little bit out of me, made me a bit fatigued, but still good momentum was gained this week. We were able to put together that 371 bench along with that 575 squat, and then the 600-pound dead, bringing us this total, I forget again, but a good solid week 4. We're going into next week. Hopefully we can total something nice for our week 5. Hopefully we can force some progress, as you know I do. But thank you all for watching this video. I appreciate you and hope you all have a good week.